All right, y'all, we got another drive system warning sign here. No idea what that's about. The only thing that I could think that it would be is maybe it's the tires. It's been alleged from many different folk that putting on aftermarket rims and tires that aren't perfectly counterbalanced to this car. Sorry for all the squeaking, that's the hinges. That aren't perfectly aligned for this car will cause the system to throw some error codes. And perhaps that's what this is. But it's very odd to me that this is rearing itself after having these tires for almost a year now. When did I get these tires? No, maybe it's less. Maybe it's 6 to 8 months, something like that I've had these tires. And all of a sudden that it's in the last week that this is like, or 2 weeks that these things are coming up. It seems a bit odd to me, but I don't know. It also seems to turn off every time you turn the car on and off, so that makes me think it's sporadic, which this is the worry with driving a car like this around the world, is that while the engine and mechanical systems I think are actually quite reliable, it's the electronic systems. And if anyone out there has ever owned a late model Audi or Volkswagen, you know that you can spend like infinite years chasing down electrical issues and computer issues with the car that just as they age just starts to do random weird things. And yeah, I mean, that's certainly a possibility, but the journey will continue. You know, in Havana, Cuba, they have a lot of the historic Americana classic vehicles, and they're all powered with Hyundai and other, what's the other Hyundai competitor? I don't remember, but they have a lot of Hyundai engines, the diesel engines inside, maybe even some gas too, I don't remember, of these cars in Havana, Cuba, and all the other parts around them. They have all sorts of Chinese stuff that, you know, powers the car and alternators and such, because they can't get original parts from the States. So at the end of this trip, or even just midway through it, at barely, what are we at, 80,000 kilometers or something here. There we go. 80,000 kilometers on a 5-year-old car, and yeah, it might be, we have to go that direction. I mean, I hate to be rash, but, you know, sometimes you chase these electronics, things like that in, you know, a circle jerk. So it's possible that, yeah, we just have to go with like some other computerized systems to run the vehicle. I would hate to say that, and I hate to even say computerized. It might even be non-computerized. Who knows? In a month's or year's time, I could be dropping a Chevy 350 in this car. You know, it's a possibility. But I think I would prefer to maintain more of the Lambo character, and that might mean dropping an old V12 Lambo engine in this thing that's very, very basic electronics. And that would maintain true to the character of being a Lamborghini and cool being a V12 if we could get it to fit. I don't know if it would even fit in the darn thing without hacking out all of the dash, but you know, that's certainly a possibility, and that certainly might be, you know, what it takes to continue this journey driving around the world in a Lambo. And I hate to say it, I mean, I really do. I would like to continue, you know, with the car the way it's you know, supposed to be, but you know, I can't fake reliability. I just have to state facts. But for now, it's just a warning light, and you know, we'll just keep on going on. And yeah, many people will say, oh, well, the system is there designed to show you something, that there's a reason that something went bad. And that's totally entirely possible. But I will say, with these, I've owned Audis and Volkswagens before, they just throw random codes. They really do. Like totally random stuff I've seen it. We're seeing it. We'll see. I mean, it could totally be something significantly wrong and it just needs to be replaced. I don't know. There's no way to know because the things just do random stuff. So, yeah. All right, y'all. We are back at the workshop. After running to a couple stores, was finally able to find some split loom. Well, not split. Some loom that's unsplit loom that I'm gonna maybe split. At any rate, I am going to wire up all the wiring for the fridge. However, I don't know where the other connector is. I got the fridge. I think I opened it and pulled the wires out somewhere in Serbia. I'm hoping I didn't leave the wires for this fridge in Serbia because that's going to be really unfortunate if that's the case. Because that means like the whole panel will have to come off the top here and a fridge out to be able to hook that wire in if I get the wire later. And it's, I don't know if this is some standard thing. I don't know. I'm hoping, however, that it's in one of my rooftop boxes. Hoping. I don't know. I had it for sure. I'm pretty darn sure when the fridge came when I was in Romania that I had it, but now I don't see to have it. So I don't know. We're going to look for it. Scavenger hunt. I mean, alternatively, I could just pull the panel off the back of the fridge and like solder wires direct to it and then run the wires. But let's find the wire. Let's find the wire. Let's find the wire. Where is the wire? Hey. Let's find the wire. Let's find the wire. Why are you stuck today? Hey. Wonder what this is. A lizard took a poop on my roof. That's not very nice. Okay, let's see if it's in here. First one up. Oh, maybe. What do we have here? Empty container. Oh, we've got some humidity. Oh, we've actually got like a fair amount of pooled water down there. Oh, a lot of pooled water actually. Guys, look at that. Now for the record, Front Runner says these are water resistant, not watertight. They're very clear about that. It's not a Pelican case, but that is a bit dodgy in the case that I just put my nice boots in here. Even though they are in plastic, the plastic's kind of open. So, look, that's some heavy humidity. And oh my God, that's like standing. I've never seen that much water in here. But then again, there's been an insane amount of rain around here lately, so that's why everything is in these dry bags in here that generally needs to be dry. As you can see, wow, look at that. Yeah, it's this. Hopefully this tripod is okay to be wet. It was only like $300. Lovely. Well, we'll put it up here to dry out. And here is this Sea Sucker suction cup, which I've had varying amounts of degree of success with. That's up here too. And let that dry out. Yeah. It's just a wet bag. Nice. It's a lot of water. Significantly a lot of water. Okay guys, so the iPhone ran out of storage space again. Yes, I am behind on editing videos, so I don't want to delete all of those files until they've either been edited or backed up. So, yeah. At any rate, the cord was in my spare cords and electrical stuff bag. I guess I just went ahead and put it away in that spot. So there we go. We now have 2 fridge cords so we can get this thing connected. Okay, so we are now going to set the camera up there and hope it stays. Feed the fridge cords into the split loom, leaving a little bit off so it can fit into the thing up there. Now, for one of these, I might keep one of these as like a connection point to an outlet case I need to make a plug, but these are internationally the same. You can buy them everywhere. So on one, maybe even both, I might just cut them all the way, I guess to here. Oh my god, it's the wrong end! No, I'm just kidding. So, no idea which side's positive and which side's negative. Caution for continued protection against risk of fire. Replace only with same type and rating of fuse. UL listed. Wow. It's made to be used in Americas. Input 12 or 24 volts at 10 amps. Somehow I don't think it uses 10 amps, but up to, perhaps. Well, at least we know we need a 10 amp fuse. So, that's what we'll give it. But at any rate, that should be about enough to oh well, I should have kept it together to feed it through this blue loom. That would have been smooth. Sometimes I like to do the not so smart. Because I didn't think I had wheel. Let's just see if this pushes through. And then will we be able to see it in the sun to cut it? Let's get them on here. At least to like, let's say, there. Okay. Now the nice thing about this solid loom is it's pretty darn durable. You don't have to tape it every spot that it's split. Oh man, it's starting to get a little tough right towards the end there. There we go. So I was thinking all I'm gonna do is just leave that hanging out. Electrical tape this side, repeat it on that side. It's plug and play, ready to roll. Just gotta wire it up. Now, what I was thinking was maybe on this other one that I will cut this a little bit longer to give me some slack to have an extra cigarette lighter plug of high amperage possibility in case I need it in the future. But I already have one that I got from the Starlink temporary rig. Don't know that I really need to have a secondary backup on a car that's going into countries where you could probably find these at a gas station. I mean, worst case scenario, you buy a little roadside air compressor and it cut the cord on that. In fact, I have that old air compressor you could cut the cord on too. Although this is a bit nicer. But I don't need to keep these. It's not necessary. But we won't do the same mistake and cut that. Almost did. Also don't know why I'm pulling the inside of this instead of the outside. Radius is smaller. I have to spin it around more times to get the same wire. Whatever. Let's match it to this one. With this stuff you can pretty much add to it or take away. with relative ease. I don't need to get it perfectly lengthened. There you guys go. Flies are attacking him. I feel bad for the guy. It's horrible. Horrible. Miserable. There's another one over there. There's our end of cord. Pull that tight. Throw it down there. Freaking bugs, man. You know, I'm guessing that there's not going to be so many bugs in Siberia. It'll be a different struggle, but I guess that's the one thing with the bugs here. Is the bugs here, although it almost seems like they're everywhere, they don't really get you everywhere. They just get you in certain spots. Whereas the cold just, I don't even know the word, sticks into you, penetrates into you everywhere. So there's that. There's that. Okay. We got those pre-wired up. Let's go ahead and throw this garbage out before the wind takes it to a place it should go. We've got the battery charging, or batteries, super awesome. That, how do you pronounce it? Simon is his name.
McDonald structure being a prehistoric monument are, without further evidence obtained in an independent study or excavation, unconnected with the Halliburton Forest and Wildlife Reserve Limited, such as contemporary artifacts or signs of man-made tooling marks on the stones. We cannot say this for sure. There are one or two researchers who have linked the underwater structure at Lake McDonald to a mysterious monument known as Canada's Stonehenge. This would make the Lake McDonald prehistoric structure later in date, say around 3000 BC, though still unique to the area. In his 2008 book, Canada's Stonehenge, Astounding Archaeological Discoveries in Canada, England and Wales, author Gordon R. Freeman puts forward the theory that the ancient structure is a prehistoric calendar. A summary of the book on Freeman's website states, the discovery of a 5,000-year-old sun temple and an ancient time machine, Stone Age calendar, in Canada led scientist Gordon Freeman to groundbreaking discoveries in Stonehenge. During fieldwork and research from 1986 to 2006, Freeman found striking similarities between the surface geometry of the two sites. These similarities push back the boundaries of written history and have far-reaching implications for North American and European history. Could the same mysterious ancient cultures have built Canada's Stonehenge and the Lake McDonald structure? Perhaps they were both related to ancient astronomical observations. Freeman describes what he discovered at the ancient site of Canada's Stonehenge, located in Vulcan County, Alberta, in his book. I had found an amazingly accurate year-round calendar in this sun temple, marked with rock lines pointing to sunrises and sets at critical dates. I later learned of arguments going on mainly negative, about whether Stonehenge contained marked observation lines to the summer solstice sunrise and the winter solstice sunset. By applying what I had learned in Alberta to observing sunrises and sets through Stonehenge, I found that an accurate entire year...
Just decided to listen to some random, it claimed to be scientific facts of some sort, but it sounds like it's some potential hearsay on historic monuments. But yeah, I just like to listen to something interesting while working here on the camper. Mosquitoes are eating me alive. So this wire is for the Starlink. I'm going to pull it back because it exposed the ground wire. Get that. There. Just trying to make this as neat as possible within the parameters. Wait a minute, this has got to go over here. Cap that screw sticking up. At least with heat shrink, but it'd be nice if I could cap it with a insulation of a wire. Don't know if this is going to work. It's a bit small. Maybe this one. that's gonna fit on there. Maybe. It might need some persuasion. Maybe not. Doesn't want to go on there. Alright, we'll just do a heat shrink tube then. Forget it. Just worried that this will rub on the wires is my main worry here. That it'll cut and chafe a wire. Ooh, that's freaking hot. Shorter one. Let's hit it again. Okay. Double heat shrink tubed. So that hopefully doesn't mess with the wire, because it can be kind of sharp. Screw sticking up. Okay, that is the lengths that I'm going to be willing to go to keep this wire from grounding on that screw. Now, that's a negative wire. If it was a positive wire, I wouldn't even ran it next to that screw like that. Okay. So now, I'm gonna see if we can run these positive wires in. Both of those wires in there. Maybe even all three of these. But I don't like that it's on the edge of this. Again, it could chafe, although that's ground. Still, maybe we need to put another ground lug right here to lock all of these down. Drill a hole. Okay, that's going to be the move. Put a ground lug for all of these suckers. In the meantime, these mosquitoes are starting to come out. Try to give me my freaking eye. Ridiculous. It's like, where can I go and work? These damn mosquitoes aren't getting me. You know, I could go back to my apartment over in big of a, which I think will have less mosquitoes because it's by the ocean. So I guess the theory would be more of the water flows into the ocean and less standing waters in the area, given that it's a steeper spot. Mosquitoes can't form in the ocean and salt water. I'm pretty sure. I don't think you can get mosquito larvae out of salt water. Are there any forms of mosquitoes that can grow in the ocean or salty water? I don't think so. Wouldn't that be something? The whole world would be jacked if that was possible. Oh man, ChatGPT likes to talk too much. Blah 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 blah. Conclusion. Blah blah blah. Repeated. Blah 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 blah.
While most mosquitoes prefer fresh water for breeding, there are some species that can tolerate brackish, a mix of fresh and salt water, or salty environments. These mosquitoes typically breed in coastal regions, salt marshes, and mangrove swamps where water salinity levels can vary. Examples of mosquito species that can breed in salty water. 1. Aedes taeniorhynchus, black salt marsh mosquito. This species is known to breed in salt marshes and coastal areas. It can tolerate high salinity levels and is often found in regions with tidal flooding. 2. Aedes sollicitans, eastern salt marsh mosquito. This species also breeds in salt marshes and coastal areas. It is found in the eastern United States and other coastal areas with high salinity. 3. Anopheles sundacus, found in Southeast Asia. This species can breed in brackish water, including mangrove swamps and coastal lagoons. It is a malaria vector in certain regions. Conclusion. While mosquitoes cannot breed in the open ocean, some species can survive and thrive in brackish or salty water environments, such as salt marshes, coastal...
You would think it would ask me, would you like to know the specific species and where on Earth and places that they breed? When I ask a yes or no question, you would think it would try to define that, figure out how much or how little do I want to know. Because the answer would be very little. Now, yes, I hate to use these huge zip ties to do these small tasks, but the last time I went and got zip ties, instead of trying to pack every single size zip tie, I said, you know what, I'm in a small car, let's just get the nice German zip ties from the Hornbach. And we'll just get the large size, and I'll just cut them down if I need them shorter. So, that's why one size fits all in this case. Why is that going right there? Oh, bloody hell. What is this going to? I'd like it to come up through here. That's going to be the only thing that's not coming up. What is that? Another mosquito bite through my shirt that they got me. Freaking annoying. Well, should I pull this out? Redo it? Or do we decide that this one gets looped? Okay, here's where we're at so far, y'all. We've still got to clamp these down. We've got to find a fuse for that, Starlink. We've got to wire up the fridges and the, what is this? Ah, the little cigarette lighter outlet. I think that's the main thing here, is the 2 fridges, cigarette lighter outlet, and clamp this down. And then this whole box is done. Put a clamp there, figure out some more wire cords, clamp there, get the ground there. Then we can wire in the batteries if we want to do that, or first we could run that wire down for the charger. So.
You've reached front runner support. Sorry, we're currently closed. You can leave a message here. Thank you for calling Front Runner. If you're thinking about getting a Front Runner product, or you've reached the Front Runner sales department. Sorry, we are currently closed. You can leave a message here, and we'll get back to you shortly.
Trying to call the front runner to see the polarity. Sorry guys, I'm not filming much because the battery's like almost dead on this thing. But I split these wires as we saw on the earlier video, and this plug is not marked polarity wise. And short of like tearing apart the fridge, I can't figure it out because when I test the pigtail, the plug side on the fridge, it's not actually grounded to the chassis. Now when I test the power side that you would put a plug in from a AC voltage, because the fridge is dual, you know, it can run AC or it can run DC. When you put in the plug like you'd have in a house, it has the ground prong. Now the ground prong on there, when you ohm it out to a screw that's going to the chassis of the fridge, it's grounded. However, when you plug to the DC plug that just has 2 prongs, neither of those are grounded to the chassis of the fridge. So it's isolated in some way, and I, without tearing that thing apart, can't figure that out. So I'm trying to call Front Runner. Of course, Front Runner Germany's closed. Front Runner America's in California, so it's not quite open yet. So I can't figure out with these wires which is what, and they're not marked. Now, for some reason, I have a suspicion that the wire side that has the writing on it is possibly the positive side, and I don't know. It could be, you know, just a manufacturing thing. It could just be randomly on one side. But I've gone ahead and checked that and marked it. So this would be the positive if it is on the writing side. And it's the same on the 2 wires I have. So, you know, at least on my small sample size, they're not just randomly done. That it could mean something, the writing side. But this cable, there's no, you know, that little bit of white you see is just the tear mark from pulling the 2 apart. There's not one side that's like marked with a color or not, if you will. See, it's on the inside. But yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of try to move to the next step, and hopefully the California bros will be back from their surf in a bit. Y'all, I put Loctite on when I put this little switch on yesterday for the cowling. I can't pull it out now. I've Loctited the fucking switch in the off position. Oh God. It means I have to break the Loctite free and buy another one and rewire it. Which means the fridge can't go in. I can't believe the Loctite's that strong. Maybe I can force it if I really am not pulling from here, but if I move the seat forward and get in there, but it is stuck. Ugh. All right, y'all, we are heading back. Turn some lights on here. There we go. Heading back now. I don't know why I opened the window. Let all the mosquitoes in. It was an annihilation today by the mosquitoes. I mean, that was so brutal. Yeah. But I got a lot of the electrical done. Oh, this bottle's gonna clank around. yeah, it was good to get that. Glad I got another umbrella. Got an umbrella at the hardware store, which is nice because my umbrella broke like in February. So, yeah, this is a good night. Got a few hours of video editing to do and blogs to catch up on, and tons of emails and texts and stuff. So I'm trying not to work too late because I really, really, really want to get out of this freaking apartment and get back in the car. So, yeah, I mean, if I stay any longer here, I'm gonna just have to like declare citizenship in Montenegro. No, but in seriousness, I want to get this thing done. Yeah, it's been a struggle, and you know, I've enjoyed like the process of working on it, but I don't enjoy the timeline that's constrained here. And I guess part of that's self-imposed, but it's also like I've got to cross before winter through Russia, and you know, I think at this point I just need to like woosah and just don't care about that and just say, you know what, I'm gonna enjoy the pace now and enjoy, you know, passing through Albania and Greece and North Macedonia and Kosovo and the rest of Montenegro. And when I get through Russia, it's gonna be a brutal blizzard, potentially. Potentially the weather's good. I don't know. Global warming. Maybe it's warm. Maybe it's totally clear. I don't know. But I think that it's already getting cold, and it's going to be cold. I mean, and the alternative is just pass through Iraq and go down to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Dubai, UAE, blah, 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 Bahrain, etc. That's the other option. I think that's less, it's a little more boring. Maybe not the Iraq part, but I think going through Russia and Georgia and Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Afghanistan, and like India and then Asia. I mean, there's just so many different cultures and geographies passing through those regions, and it would be really cool to freaking camp. Say I've camped in Siberia in the winter, in one regard, and in the other regard, it would freaking suck. But you know, life is about struggles and overcoming them. So first, I want to overcome the struggle of this car, and it's been like eye-opening to me how much I can completely underestimate the amount of work that things take. And I don't understand how that's happened. I feel like I've maybe gotten worse. Like when I was a younger Connor, I was, 18, 19, 20 working on these projects. I had a better realm of estimation than I have now. I don't understand what that is, because normally you get better and with more wisdom as you age. But maybe it's just the level of complexity of what's going on here. And I mean, it seems stupid simple. I mean, when you look at it, it seems like, what the hell have I been doing for the last month? But when you start working on it, you realize, how much the little freaking details just eat you alive. I mean, like the screwdriver, I didn't have a screwdriver. Luckily, Jack had a screwdriver, but if he didn't have that screwdriver, I would have been an hour round trip to just grab a little screwdriver or grind down a piece of steel or whatever, I mean, that little thing. And just, I don't know, it's just all the little things, the connections on the fridge cord and not having the right ones, and there's so many little things that take so long putting this together. And it's been a lot of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And I've said that since the beginning of this fucking journey, the beginning of working on this car. And all of these things that I'm doing in here is for this idea of comfort and joy and living out of the back of a car and having it properly fitted out to be a camper. And that's the story. That's what it's about. But in the other regards, I just have this question mark of, should I have done that? should I have done this? You know, the amount of time and money spent on turning this thing into a camper and then redoing it and then redoing it again versus just leaving it the way it is and forcing to go to freaking stupid hotels and restaurants and all that. And you know, I say stupid because I just get so frustrated. I wouldn't be able to do it. I honestly don't think I would be able to do this journey around the world. I'm very picky when it comes to food. And unfortunately, I just know a little bit too much. I've just learned a bit too much about, you know, ingredients and things and stuff going in food that it's very hard for me to eat out at restaurants in a lot of countries. And you know, I don't eat chicken or bird or, you know, any of that, the heavy bacterial food, pork, any of that kind of stuff. You know, it's only like lamb and beef and fish and seafood. So that's also, you know, hard. And I don't like eating any preservatives in meats. So that makes it difficult. And that's, you know, the reason that I want to have the fridges in here, the stove in here, so that I can get local food and cook for myself, because I want to cook the nice things. And that's part of this struggle. And sure, like, I don't really want to cook, right? You know, if I could, what is it called? Wave a magic wand and, you know, have a meal prepared the way I like it, like, by God, you know, I would do that. I mean, I was staying down in Colombia at this small little, like, private farm resort, and I'm gonna at least drive out of their driveway so they're not wondering why am I just sitting there idling. But I stayed at this very small resort there. I think it was like $36 a day, and that included the beachfront place, and I mean, it wasn't like fancy at all. It was like a farm, you know, type of thing. But the spread was nice. The view was great, and it was all the food, you know, preparation and local produce was included in that. And then, of course, I wanted my fancy, you know, olive oils and, you know, vinegars and, you know, things like that. And I wanted everything cooked with filtered water, you know, so there was that additional expense. But, okay, whatever. Less than $50 a day. I mean, I could, you know, stay there. Instead of this trip, I could have stayed there and retired every day. Just sit there and, you know, write books and do cartwheels and work out in front of the ocean. But, you know, that's not what this is about. This is about part of the struggle. And I'm still trying to figure out why. I'm not on it yet, to be totally frank with you guys. I'm not on it. I don't know why I needed the struggle of why I needed to drive around the world, why I needed to do it in a Lambo, why I need this struggle of the constant remodeling it and turning it to a better thing, and what that lesson is. I haven't totally solved that yet. I'm still doing this inner working, this inner thinking, and, you know, in some ways I'm so fortunate to have a, you know, freaking Lambo and travel around the world in it. And in other ways I lose sight of that, you know, because I think of all of these struggles and these difficulties and these situations that I put myself in, and I'm so fortunate in so many ways, and the people I meet and the places I go and the things I see, it's incredible. But it also, there's like this realism to it. This realism, like, this freaking sucks or that freaking sucks. The mosquitoes freaking suck. Today was a good day in just happiness and, like, getting things done, and I enjoyed working on it. But I didn't enjoy being attacked alive by mosquitoes and not getting everything that I wanted done. And I think that that's what hits me and eats at my soul. Like, God, so deep, that I didn't complete the goals that I set out for myself. And I don't know. I think that's the fire that keeps me going, is that I set these just stupidly unrealistic goals and strive for it day after day after day. But it would be nice to like feel that satisfaction at the end of the day, like a victory, and to roll into the next day. But I've also heard, and I could be totally wrong, some of the greatest leaders out there and the biggest drivers of innovation set unrealistic goals. And maybe that's not the key to happiness, but that's the key to success, and that's the key to innovation. And that's different roads. And it's funny because I left America. I mean, I didn't leave America, but I left for this journey. I kicked off on this journey. I mean, I did leave America, literally, but not figuratively. Like, I'm still a U.S. citizen, paid freaking taxes. But I went on this journey to discover an inner self and learning to be happy. And just go, bro. You have space to turn. It's all good. And being like, what is this guy doing? Just go around. Like, why are you going to run into me? And, being on this inner meaning and this inner deeper thing, and like, what's this lady got a problem? Sorry? What's up?
Can you move your car a little bit so I could get through?
Oh, okay.
Thank
Sure.
you.
So, her exhaust smells absolutely horrible. Let's note for the record, this lady is in an A6 Audi and can't seem to drive it through, when we just saw in the background that freight truck pass right through there with speed, just for the record, okay? So, yeah. At any rate, back to the point that now I've lost. That's why I wanted to kind of stay put. If you're hearing that noise, there's some sort of rattle in the exhaust of this car. And that's the thing. Nothing is fucking perfect. Nothing is perfect in this world. Look at this. This thing rattles. This rattles. This thing's like popping out half the day. That, literally, I don't know how that popped in. I think the clip broke off and it popped back where it's kind of supposed to be. Because I heard, like, I bumped it with my knee and heard the thing. But, like, literally, look at this. There was something the other day. I don't know. Things just, like, squeak. This is a, $250,000 car. And there's all these things wrong with it, right? And I don't say that to complain about, like, oh, my life's so sucky. The plastic on my freaking Lambo rattles, right? I mean, listen to myself. No, I'm not saying that. But my point that I'm making is that the battery in the camera's about to die. No, the point that I'm making is that there is no perfectness in life. We have this conscript, this idea, this goal, this thing about, like, later in life at this point being perfect, or this thing being perfect, or that thing being perfect. Nothing's perfect. Look, this is a, whatever, perfect. Okay, sure, fine. Maybe there's the Bugatti's nicer, or the the Rolls Royce, or, whatever the hell, Rimac. I don't know. Who cares? I can guarantee you there's problems with it. Maybe worse. So, the point that I'm making is that I need to learn how to enjoy the life and the things that I have. Let me rephrase that, because I do enjoy the things, but I need to, be more realistic with it, I guess, in a sense. And, in my mind, I just want things to work the way they should work. And I need to rephrase and I need to reprogram my mind. And hopefully if y'all are going through this too, this is helping you. But I'm just leveling with you the situation that I'm going in and being real, and that the things that I'm going through is expecting that I should just expect that everything won't go the way it should go. And then if it does go the way, it should go the way I would like it to go, I should expect that things will absolutely not go the way I would like it to go. And if they do go the way I would like it to go, to be just ecstatic through the moon. And I think that's totally the best way to go through life, having realistic expectations, planning for the worst, hoping for the best. For instance, if I buy a bunch of pieces of wood expecting that I'm gonna foul up one or two pieces of the wood, get some extra. I'm way far away from any stores, get some extra. Get some extra screws, get some extra this. Leave some extra time. And I think that's the biggest lesson that I struggle with. I try to cram so many things into the day that I don't have the time to do all of the things. And that's where I get pissed off at myself or stressed out in not being able to complete the things in the day. Which is so, and this, first off, just let me tell you that this rattling of this exhaust is absolutely driving me nuts. If you can hear it, it is just insane on another level of like, anyway, so, yeah, the point being, still figuring out exactly why these certain things happen, what the lesson is, and I'm still digging deep to figure that out personally. But I think at this point in time, the lesson in these things, I can't tell you with full devotion because I don't know entirely, but the lesson here could be that I should have not done any of this, or I shouldn't do any more of this, and I should just drive and stay at some hotels or whatever the hell, and not have all of these freaking mods in this car, because that's the other thing that I don't like at all, that I hate, is how much time, energy, and money I have into this car. That if I took this car, threw it on the plane, brought it over to Europe, I say that nonchalant, it's a big deal, but whatever, I say it just as it is. Brought it over here and start driving around, drive through the Balkans, drive to Asia, drive around the world, right? That, it went away, the exhaust thing, thank God. That I wouldn't have the same level of stress or emotional attachment to this car. I mean, sure, there's the fact that it's expensive, and now the exhaust thing's back. I wonder what it has to do with the AC. Oh, yeah, when the AC goes off, it goes off, because the RPMs go down. But it has to do with being owned by a material thing. And when I kicked off this journey, I got rid of all my material things, and I felt so free and so liberated. It was so great not having all this material stuff, houses and clothes and all that crap. But getting this car and then spending so much time modifying it to make it perfect camper, I now have become a slave to the car. And it's like, that was weird throttle jumping and stuff that's going on in here. I don't know if it's the auto start stop going weird. I don't know. This car has been acting up lately. I think it wants to be driven. So the question is, get this stuff done in the next couple days and just go. Just drive. Just say screw the bolt the lights on the front. It's going to be colder, so I don't have to worry about that plate getting too hot, and just say, F it. No skid plates, none of that crap, and just drive. That's an option. Just go. Just say, Fricker, you've taken too long screwing around with this thing. Just go. And just drive. And there's part of me that wants to do that. There's part of me that wants to tour around the Balkan a little bit, then stop in Istanbul and do the skid plates there and edit some content and videos. But it's like, when will the car be done? I don't know. Will it ever be done? That's the question I keep asking myself. It's like, I have 3% battery. If I get the skid plates done, will I be done? Or am I going to come up with some other thing that the car needs, lift or whatever? And I don't want it to be about working on the car, because it's not about the freaking car. So, yeah, I don't know. I have a ton of content that needs to be, edited into videos for the main channel. I haven't put a main channel video out in I think 2 months at least. And that video that I put out was just a 1-year anniversary of putting it on a plane. So I'm realistically over a year behind on content on the main channel. And I don't know what to do about that, and whether I catch it up and then keep going or just do purpose videos. I haven't been posting anything on the main channel other than shorts. It's the same that I put on Instagram, because I haven't decided the plan of what I want to do with it yet. Do I want to do different challenges in each country and have it be like a highly kind of organized, edited with nice music and all that? Because, some people will watch the full daily vlogs raw. But as attention spans go down, less and less people will. And a highly edited video will do way better, such as what's normal on the main channel. But that takes a lot of energy. To put a nice video up on the main channel, realistically, is a few weeks of editing, filming, editing, etc. And that's what I would like to be, I think, focusing on. Not like remodeling the car, but it's steps, and it's in the direction. I get nervous, that I have everything is